Hello, everyone. Today, I'm going to talk about setting up a network for the airport. So at first, we have this network, which is called the coordination of a flight information. Here, we added this router, which is type 1841. And the default gateway for this router is 192.177.2.1. And here we distributed the IPs for the devices based on the default gateway of the router. So they are all in the same domain, as you can see. Okay, and the printer, simply we added the default gateway. Okay, here the switch. I'm going to show you the configuration that we used for the switch. Okay, I hope it's clear. Here we added the host name and the service password and the line console password. So we added 2 passwords. Okay, here are the 2 passwords. And the server, we use the server to write an email. Okay, sorry, here from email. Here, the domain name of this network is gmail.com. And here you write the user and the password of the user and you add and so on, okay? So let's try to send an email from this network to Flight Information System Network, okay? So let's try to send an email, for example, from this device, N4. We go to desktop, email, compose, and we open another device here from this network. For example, device W1. And we open desktop, email, okay. Here we write W1, which is the name of this device. Okay, so we write W1 at hotmail.com. Okay, because the domain name of this network is hotmail.com. Okay, we don't write gmail.com. For example, the subject is hi and the message is good evening, for example. And let's try to send the email. Here we choose send and here receive. So we have it here. Okay, we have the email. Also, you can try to send an email in the same network. Okay, yeah, here, same steps, compose. For example, let's choose this laptop. Okay, oops, sorry. Here, okay. And then open this laptop, N1. Okay, N1 email. For example, yes, N1 at, here we write Gmail. Why? Because it's the same network, okay? For example, here, let's write hello. Okay, and also here, hello, the message. Here we send and then receive, yes. We have the message right here. So you can send an email between 2 networks or in the same network, okay? Moving to the second network, which is Flight Information System. Here we added a router type 1841 and the default gateway is 166.22.44.7. And here we added the IPs for the devices based on the default gateway of this router. As you can see, they are in the same domain. And here, the switch, we did the configuration, same as the configuration that we used here. And we added 2 passwords, one for the service and the second one is for the line console. And let's move to the router again. I'm going to show you the configuration that we used in this router. So here is the configuration. We enabled the router and we enabled the serial cable so that we can connect between the devices, okay? And here, the IP phone, we added 2 IP phones. Of course, if you want to add IP phones, you have to add a router. So we added a router here, it's type 2811, okay? So let's see the configuration of this router. Router 3, okay, here. This is the configuration that we used to add the IP phones, okay? So let's try and test calling from one phone to another. So here, this is the first phone, okay, and the second one. Okay, so let's try to call from this phone to this phone. You write the number of the other phone, okay, so let's type it. Oops, I made a mistake. Okay, it's busy. What's the problem? Okay, let's try this again. Okay. Okay, here. So here I opened the 2 phones, and let's try to call from this phone to this phone. Okay, so 5. You type the number of the other phone, okay? The phone that you're calling. Okay, so here we tested calling another phone, okay? Okay, so let's move to the third network, which is airport services. This network is public, so I forgot to mention that we cannot send an email to this network. You can only send an email between these 2 networks, the flight information system and the coordination of flight information. Okay, so here we have the server. All of the devices عرفناهم بهذا السيرفر, okay? From services AAA here, each device and its password, okay? And here is the client, okay? Client name is home. The client here is the wireless router, okay? So here we did the configuration for the switch, just like in the 2 other networks. We wrote 2 passwords. Okay, here if we want to access these devices, we go here, laptop, desktop, web browser, okay. Here, okay, and we write in the URL, we will write the IP address of the server, 192.168.0.10, okay? Here, we write home, the name of the client, and the password, okay? Here we have the devices. We have the fan, we can make it high or low, okay, and the door, you can choose to lock the door, here it's red, or unlock the door. And the lamp, on, okay, and here we have the coffee machine, okay. You can choose to switch it on or off, okay. So let's try to test the connection between these 2 networks. Of course, we cannot, these 2 networks are not connected with this network because, as I mentioned, the services, the airport services is public, this network, okay? So let's try sending. Okay, let's try the connection here and here. Here it shows that it's successful because I just tried. So let's try the other way. Okay, for example, desktop, here, command prompt. Okay. So I opened this device from this network, and here I'm going to open, for example, this device. Okay. Yeah, no, sorry. Yeah, I will write here the IP address of this device. Okay. So yeah, 166.22.44.1. Okay. Oh, sorry, I forgot to write ping. Okay, yes. It's important to write ping to test the connection between two networks, okay? Here, reply from. Okay, so this shows that there's a connection between these two networks. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed our project.